Unleash your potential, reach for the stars, electric dreams align. Show them who you are, unleash your potential. Yo, 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 let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free, your potential unlocked, just believe. Psychedelic journeys, hearts aligned, step into the future, greatness redefined. Unleash your potential, set your dreams free. In a world of stars, become who you want to be. Stand tall in the storm, embrace the rain, ride the wave of success, break every chain.
Welcome to the Expanding Your Energy Field Activation.
Unleash your potential. Yo, 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 let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free. Your potential unlocked, just believe.
It is another morning, another day, another time, and the station, Kings 88.5, the year 2026, the third day of the first month of 2026, January 3rd. Yes. Good morning. Thank you that you join in for Kings 88.5 Weekend Motivational Talk. Unleash your potential with me, Sam Andrews.
Yo, 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 let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free, your potential unlocked, just believe. Psychedelic journeys, hearts aligned, step into the future, greatness redefined. Unleash your potential, set your dreams free. In a world of stars, become who you want to be. Stand tall in the storm, embrace the rain, ride the wave of success, break every chain. Unleash your potential. Yo, let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free. Your potential unlocked, just believe. Unleash your.
So it's another day, people. Thank you. Can appreciate you all the more. We are excited, motivated, as usual, to have you again with us and to be in your presence for the motivational talk. Unleash your potential, Kings 88.5, on this third day of January 2025, 2026. We were together in 2025. Divinely, we are together in 2026. We are grateful to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer, who hovers us, who keeps watch over us day and night. We can bless his name the more. We are grateful for all that he is, all that he has done, all that he is doing, and all that he will continue to do. He is the God Almighty, faithful in all of his ways, never reneging on his promises, but fulfilling every word that he uttered in the fullness of his time, not our time, but it is us to use the time given us, which is this time, and it is called 2026. It is unto us to use his time given us in the fullness of his time. Grateful we are. Thank you all also for coming on. I can appreciate you too the more, as you have always been supportive by your presence. We appreciate it. Can help but say thank you that you are so supportive, so complimentary by your presence over the time and now. We have before us, or we are in the season, period, time, dispensation, whatever it is called. Full year 2026, 365 days. Each of those days constitute 24 hours. Each month, 4 to 5 weeks, 12 months. So much of a time, period, dispensation, season to make the most of. No better time to take advantage of what has been handed supernaturally than now, because the now is always ours to use as given by the supernatural God. Hence, you make the most of it. This morning, the motivation, since we are in the first month of the year and it is the third day, and the first Saturday is still fresh. So we thought to edify ourselves motivationally with this caption: setting the future 2026. Setting the future 2026. We had, all of us had setting and resetting 2025. We are in 2026, so it is all about setting. What that means is forecasting by planning the future. You can forecast. Forecast is to take a deep dive into what ahead of you, where you are presently, what you want to see, or what you want to be, or what you want to achieve. Everything of that is unto us. As per the contract, God fulfilled his part already by giving the time, the season, the dispensation. So he done with his, it is ours to now use the knowledge, the understanding to charter a future that we want for ourselves. It setting the future, setting is on three major elements. What are they? Reflection, renewal, and growth. They are in sequential order by importance, not necessarily alphabetically, but by importance. Reflection, renewal or renovation, and growth. Moving into a new year is a process, not an event. And it takes into consideration those three: reflection, renewal, and growth. Here are some key ways a person can position himself or herself for the fresh start 2025. It is the season you are in now, and no one but you can make better what you want as per your vision that season or this season called 2026. The first category: reflect on the past year. Reflect on the past year. You are in 2026. You got life, and the life is for proper use, not loose existence, but purposeful existence. You got the life, I got the life, we got the life. That life means we have to use our intellect or the mentor to charter a good future. And it doesn't start without a reflection of the past year. Before looking forward to the current year or season, 2026, you want to take up time to look back over the previous year. It's very significant. It's paramount. It's not an option, except that you're just that person who don't care. What it does is it helps you to understand where you are coming from and where you are headed. It's just like moving from a place that you knew because you were there and you saw what happened, how those things happen, when they happen, how they affected you positively or negatively, and you are now transitioning, you are now leaving that place of the known to the unknown. So before you begin that journey, you start to do a reflection of the now and ultimately the future. If you can look back over the past and just begin to move into the current, brace yourself for some things that you will not want. When you have done this, when you have looked over the past and you've done a reflection, sober reflection, not just thinking, but sober reflection, you give it every sense of sobriety, you are headed into a good time. You will know what to do going into the current, or you're already into current. You will know how to overcome some things, how to get some things done. So you do a reflection. You take into consideration those things that you had as gains, success, delays, setbacks, all of those. That's what reflection entails. Within there, you begin to think ahead of you. So no one can charter your future other than yourself. And what is the future? What future is? Last year we had a couple of times with this, and I think if it hasn't resonated, then we should say it again so that people get it. The future is not a place. The future is not a specific place with everything one needs for existence, prosperity, advancement, breakthrough. Future simply means what you charted, what you plan for yourself, how you embark on it. And it all starts from the mind. The mind. Everything the future is the mind. Everything future, the mind. The reflection takes place in the mind. Renewal takes place in the mind. Growth takes place in the mind. There is every seriousness for a reflection. If you think anybody can chatter your future, anybody can lead you into a future other than yourself chattering it, well, you will have missed the mark on that, and it will have a bearing on you going forward. When you do that, you will find success, you will find delays, you will find failures, you will find all of those things. Know that you will come across all of those. Then you put all to the table and see how it happened, why, the toll it had on you, if any, and how you can now navigate yourself into the future. In the reflection, you will see success. What you need to do is celebrate that success, whether small or big, celebrate it. Why you must celebrate it in your reflection? Because you thought well and you acted well. It is a plus for you from a good thinking, rational thinking. No one can applaud you but yourself. In your reflection, if you came across success, whether big or small, celebrate it. Celebrate it in your room, in your living room, at your office, at your business center, wherever you are doing the reflection. Whether big or small, that success, that breakthrough you made from rational thinking, you celebrate it. You can jump in your room, you can put your music on and say, yes, I achieved this. I celebrated. I achieved this. It was this. It was that. Though not easy, but I made a breakthrough. And this was celebrating. And God Himself will join you in that celebration. When you score a success, when you have a breakthrough in life, you celebrate it. The celebration is determined by you because you know what you did to achieve it, the hurdles you went through, and delays and other things. So you are out, you celebrate it. Not only that, within that same sober reflection of your past, you will pick up delay, setback, and failure. These are not to celebrate. In your reflection, you will come across success. 24 hours wouldn't pass without a person experiencing a success. The magnitude of it, I can say it's unto you. You are the experiential person. But what I do know, it is supernatural. The same way, no one goes to bed hungry of the thousands, millions, billions, trillions of people on earth. So no one goes a day without a success, least to talk about 365 days. That's what I meant when I say, whether in your reflection you come across success, whether small or big, celebrate it because it's an achievement. Within your sober reflection, still within that terrain, not only success you will come across, but you will pick up delay, setback, failure, wrong calculation. These are not to celebrate. No one celebrates failure. No one celebrates setbacks, delays. Certainly not. It doesn't make sense. But they are not to be fended off. They are to be looked at because they appear small, but they had a serious toll on you. If you listen to people's testimonies or a reflection of their past 2025, you will hear terrible things that they encounter. They weren't happy. Some of those things were based on their mental mishap, that is, they calculated wrongly or they just did not reason right. Some, it befell them suddenly, just as the rapture would take place. Some, it was their own negligence. What you want to do, everyone has these I have talked about: failures, setbacks, delays. They are not to be celebrated, they are to be investigated. Investigation simply means to put one thought to certain thing and look at the why and how and what needs to be done to go forward. It is the same as just anything that you do. You want to investigate it. Why did I experience setback, delayed, failure? How did they affect me, my family, my child or my children, my schooling, my business, my marital relationship, or my cohabitation relationship? You just want to investigate all of those. You don't leave them. As much as you will celebrate the success, but you would need to do an investigation of those hurdles that you had, or setbacks or delays or every other thing. You want to investigate them. Don't ever leave them out simply because you're in a new year. That is what transitioning is all about. You are not only excited or motivated because you have the new year in front of you or you are in the new year. Every transition is all about reflection, renewal, growth, and it all starts with sober reflection. It goes into renewal, and then there's decision making, and then decision making is the offspring of growth. So you want to take up time to find out what led to them and why you should guide against them in 2026. Setbacks, failures, delays, and all of those. Remember now, time is a supernatural phenomenon. Time is not human. Time imputed by God. Does not know anybody, doesn't know itself, but it functions as God imputed it. Hence, we make the maximum of the time because it fades in a twinkling of an eye. Don't ever see time as in your favor. When you see it that way, you are making room for delay, for setbacks. And that is why in one of our lectures last year, we talked about delay using the word procrastination, which is the same as delay. You don't want to do that. When you can understand what went wrong in your reflection, what it does is it builds confidence. It gives you confidence for the future because you will have known what led to the setbacks, what prompted the delays, what gave rise to failure or failures. You will know. Within that realm now, you move to decision making to overcome those hurdles. If you ever had delays, setbacks, or failures in 2025, hear what you do. Take them as what? Take them as events. Take them as events that have exposed and strengthened you for 2026. Did you get me? If you ever had delays, setbacks, or failures in 2025, hear what you do. Do not cry. Do not worry. Do not wrestle against yourself. All you need to do is take them as events that have exposed and strengthened you for 2026. What that means is you experience everything within these three elements: delays, setback, failures in 2025. You are the only experience. You are the only one who felt it. You are the only one who knows about it. And you are the only testimony. You are the only witness, not another person. So they know now, expose you. You are educated to everything that happened. So you're not going to take them with you in 2026. That's what I mean. What I mean when I say they expose you, they strengthen you for 2026. Know this. In 2025, you were knocked down, but you were not knocked out of life. In 2025, you were knocked down, but you were not knocked out of life. You went through trials, temptations, tribulations, delays, setbacks, failures, whatever the magnitude. It broke you down. You know your story. I do not know, but I do know people go through terrible times every day. We all do. It happens to us in the office, at home, at the business center, on your campus, wherever. Wherever. You were knocked down. There were times you felt that things weren't in your favor. There were times you thought that society was against you. There were times you thought that God cursed you. There were times you said to yourself, all of these things that are happening to me is the devil. There were times you felt that you needed not to live life any longer because you did not have life. You felt knocked down because it wasn't working as you had thought it was going to work from 2024 into 2025. You saw from 2025 as prosperous years, but you did not take into consideration, you did not forecast, you did not think of failure, setback, and all of those things. You were excited, motivated, just as people going into or coming into 2025 from 2026, from 2025, they did not sit down to do a good reflection. Everybody excited, motivated. Now, when things start to happen, when these elements begin to unfold themselves, guess what? They will say all manner of things. That somebody has bewitched them, or somebody wished them, that somebody has done this to them, that God is against him or her, that Satan is terrorizing his or her life. And I've listened to many people, I've heard that from many people over the years. Their own negligence is attributed to the devil, as if the devil knows everything about everybody on earth. He is only an opportunist. He takes advantage of people's negligence. but he's not almighty. And let me say this, lest I forget, just a simple education for you. Don't ever attribute anything, your existence or setback or failure or whatever, to the devil. If you ever did that, your life would just be revolving and you would just be the trumpeter of blame shifting on the devil. To attribute setbacks, failures, and every other thing to the devil is to give the devil almighty status. The devil is limited. He operates within a perimeter that he cannot go beyond or out of. God allowed him to operate within his perimeter. He is not almighty. Satan becomes almighty to you when you attribute things to him, that he is the one. He does not know anything about your entire life, your existence on earth. It is only when you bring it to his attention, then he takes advantage of it. If you are that person who have been attributing setbacks, failures, and other things of your life to Satan, stop. Don't ever do it. Don't ever say it. If you are a Christian, don't ever say it. Don't ever do that. Well, if you don't know, it's in the very Bible. I'm not telling you something that I envision. I'm telling you what is in the Bible. You don't attribute anything to the devil. That will be for another day, perhaps on focus on Christianity. So don't ever, if you had delayed, setbacks, failure in 2025, take them as events that have strengthened and exposed you for 2026. In 2025, you were knocked down, but you were not knocked out of life. You got life. I got life. Everyone has life. We went through different things. Us as an institution, Kings FM, we went through hurdles, ups and downs in 2025. We were knocked down, but we were not knocked out of life. We were not knocked out of existence. Here we are with 2026, and we are doing what we envisioned by our plan. You had your experience. Every one of us, individually and institutionally, were knocked down some way, somehow. The expression knocked down is not an expression for death, or you may know virtue, but encounter difficulties. Things weigh against you. Decisions you took, you felt that those decisions were right decisions, but then at the end of the day, it turned out to be something else, and you just couldn't understand, so much so that you did ask yourself, but what is it? Why things are happening the way they are happening? I did this, I did that, but I can't see the result, or the result just bad off. Yeah, life just weigh against you. Life puts you to the wall so much so that you felt that that was the end of your existence. You were knocked down, but you weren't knocked out of life. You got life. The life now you have presently is to charter a new course, so that what you experience 2025, you would not experience it 2026. As long as you have life, there is hope for a prosperous 2026. As long as you have life, as long as you have life, there is hope for prosperous 2026. as long as you have life, there is hope for a prosperous 2026. And as long as we care for one another, guess what? Our lives will get better. In 2026, don't be selfish. Be social, be open, and on and on. But once there is life, there is hope for 2026. But it will not be as much as I've given you hope. It will make no sense. It will be empty without the caution. As much as I have given you hope that you were knocked down in 2025, but you weren't knocked out of life. You got life, and as long as you have that life, 2025 is destined to be a prosperous year for you. But what good is the motivation? What good is the assurance? What good is all of those things if I cannot tell you of the caution or caution you? So if you are not moving towards the future, that means you are not thinking out of the box. You are not exerting or pushing yourself into action. 2026, whatever you have will just be an illusion. You weren't knocked down in 2025. You were knocked down, but you were not knocked out of life. You have life, and as long as you have that life, 2026 is prosperous. God already said it. But what good will be for you if you cannot exert yourself? It's just like what we see often in Pentecostal cycles. Sorry if I religious let me spiritualize this. We often see in Pentecostal cycle, they will go and tell God that they want this, they want that. They will put a litany of items before God. And then they will make a condition with God that God, if you do this for me, I don't get anything to pay you, but I will praise you. So when they've said that, they think now that they should do nothing, sit because they've spoken to God. I want to believe that about 15 to 20 or 30% of the people who experience had setbacks, failures, delays in 2025 were Christians. And I think that percentage is low. Why do I say that? This is not to say other people didn't. Generally, everybody, even in my personal life. But I use that to say what I have said, and you can. Once you're not exerting yourself, it's not going to work. Once you cannot exert yourself, you can have a very good vision, you can have a good understanding or excitement of the future, but if you cannot exert yourself, the future is just an illusion, meaning it's just in the mind. Nothing going to happen. Let me spiritualize another one again so that you know to get you going. 36 miracles God performed through Jesus Christ. 36 miracles. If you look up all of the miracles in the New Testament, it will give you the number 36. Of those 36 miracles, only 2 God in Jesus Christ had compassion on. That means he moved to those two persons personally and assisted them because of whatever the reasons as per their condition. The rest of it, they had to exert themselves. They had in mind good future. They thought about prosperity, and they needed prosperity. They needed to come out of delays, setbacks, failures. But God wasn't interested in helping them until they saw the need to first help themselves by exerting themselves before. You can be excited about 2026, that you want to be this person, you want to achieve this. You can have all of those things in your mind, but how empty that going to be and unachievable when you can exert yourself. You can talk that I want to be this, I want to achieve that. 2026, I will be this person, or I will get this. 2025, I didn't get this. I wasn't that kind of person that I wanted to be. I didn't get the kind of business that I want to have. I want to be this business person. I want to be this person. I want to be this journalist. When I graduate from high school in 2026, I'm going to be this person. Or when I leave university, I'm going to be this. You can have all of those. How interesting it is to say, but if you're not exerting yourself, that is a failure right there. You will have to put yourself into action. Future is just mental imagination until it becomes reality by action. Future is just mental imagination. It only becomes future by practical action. Then you have before you what you envision. Nobody has your 2026 destiny but you. Only you. No one has your 2026 destiny but you. Doing nothing means you will have resigned. Doing nothing about it, it just means you will have resigned to complaining and blame shifting unnecessarily. If you shifted blame unnecessarily in 2026, well, let it not be. As the Pentecostal people cliche will go, your portion. Let it not be your portion. Don't shift blame. One of our lectures in 2025, which said, avoid shifting blame. Take ownership. Take responsibility for your action. Whether you miscalculated, take ownership. Take responsibility of it. Whatever, just take ownership. Don't ever say this person was responsible for me not achieving this or not going to this place. This relationship has cracked because the man, my boyfriend is this, my wife is this. That's the reason we broke up. We are on separation. Don't ever shift blame. Take responsibility. Do self-assessment. A person who takes on shifting blame, using other people as surrogates, as his or her justification, never ever comes out of what he or she is into. Take responsibility. Not all the situation you are encountering are setback, failures, delays from another person. They come from you. It's the only reason you are shifting blame on people is because you refuse to examine yourself. Very many of the people who shift blame on other people on situation, they have not realized they are their own problem. They find it comfortable. By that way, they think they will get the sympathy and empathy of the rest of society. Don't ever do that. Your destiny is in your hand. Doing nothing means you will have resigned to complaining and blame shifting unnecessarily. This is not to say I cannot tell you that delays, setbacks, and failures won't come your way, just to get you ready for them as they unfold. This year, all of these will come. Some of them, they're going to be accidental. Some will come from the way we think, the decision that will be made. 365 days, not possible to sail through without setbacks, failures, delays. But guess what? All of these can be overcome. They are not giants that can overcome you. Once you are exposed to them, and when they are unfolding, you know how to overcome. Note again, they are both supernatural and natural. They are both supernatural and natural. Failures, setbacks, all of those things, just as prosperity, breakthrough, success, are supernatural and natural. What we have now is the season of opportunity. The season of opportunity for continuous learning and self-improvement. That every person should strive to better himself or herself if he or she must have what is envisioned or has been envisioned or will be envisioned for 2026. As we wind down, if you are a Christian, as I am, I advise you to factor God in whatever your 2026 plans so that you are successful. If you are a Christian, I advise you to put God in your decision-making equation, your plan for 2026. Don't leave God out. The only reason we have James chapter 4 is because of this. James chapter 4, that paragraph you see from verse 13 to 17 is only about decision making, nothing else. Nothing. Only one idea James explained over there: decision making. That's why he told the guys, say instead, if God permits. Paul did not take a decision without bringing God in it. Every time he would say, if God permits, if God permits. Jesus used that same expression in the Garden of Gethsemane and the Lord's Prayer. Mary used that same expression. You find it with almost all of the guys. What they were doing, they were factoring God in their decision making. Why? Because they did not know the future. They understood their natural limitations. Hence, the only person in their rational thinking that knows the present and the future, God. So they will always say, if God permits, let your will be done, not my will. If this is the will of God, they were factoring God in the decision. Factor God in your plan 2026 if you are a Christian. If you are not a Christian, well, I think you can still factor God because He's almighty. If you can have, you have your God, but there is only one God. You can have your God that you believe in, and you can factor you can factor him or her in it. But God can destroy. If God say you factor a God, small God, other than me, and nothing going to happen, nothing will happen. You have terrible times all over the place. There is a strong prospect for the year 2026. Why do I say? It's because God has given it to us, and we ought to be hopeful. I do not know what going to happen the hours ahead of us, the weeks, the months, but we are told to be hopeful because we were assured of receiving 2026, and we received 2026. We have it unto us. So we can say that it will be a prosperous year. But that prosperity is dependent on how we position ourselves in 2026, the kind of decision that we make, how we exert ourselves. It is the fresh start now. It's a fresh start, the third day of the first year. So you want to be optimistic and not pessimistic about the prospect of better and successful 2026. In closing, the new year 2026 offers a common moment, people, for reflection, renewal, and growth. When you do a sober reflection, you will move toward the next stage. The next stage is called renewal. What renewal is similar to reflection, but you are taking some hard decisions. You're doing a renovation. Renovation does not take place without decision. Renovation does not take place without decision. It is decision that gives rise to renovation. You can renovate yourself as a person. You can renovate your house. And this is how many people understand renovation. You can renovate the office. The boss can come to the office and say, guys, we are renovating the studio. You can look at your living room and say, I am renovating the living room. Or we are renovating the entire house. You can look at your car and say, I'm renovating the car. You can look at your office and say, we are renovating the office. As a matter of reality, before we got into 2026, there were several renovations. People were renovating all over the place. And it is the same of what I'm about to explain. Renovation goes with decision making. That decision is what is referred to as renewal. Meaning, you are taking off the old skin and putting on a new skin. You look at the living room or the entire house and say, these been here for XYZ. They have to be taken out. We are bringing in new. When you take out the old and bring in new, what's going to happen with the house? It changes the face of the house. It gives it a new facelift. The house is new. The house has been renovated. When you were the person in 2025 that you were, and in 2026, you made a decision in 2025 that I'm not going to be this person at Waltz in 2025. I will be this person in 2026. And everybody sees a different person in 2026. That's renovation right there. It doesn't come without decision making. Renovation is simply taking out the old and putting in a new, taking off the old ways and putting on a new way. It all starts from the mind, and the decision is taken in the mind. Be optimistic and not pessimistic about a better and successful 2026. The new year offers a common moment for reflection, renewal, renovation. Do a renovation. Look back over your life and say, these things didn't help me in 2025. I am getting rid of them and putting on new. You've renovated. You renovated yourself. You can renovate yourself just as you can renovate your house, just as you can renovate a car. You look at the car and say, the car is this, it has been this way for a very long time. I am changing this car into this. And you go and get the people responsible. They get every new thing and put it in the car. Just like you see some people, they say, oh, Elizabeth, you bought new car? And Elizabeth said, no, that's the same car. I said, no, don't tell me that thing. This car is new. Why the person is saying that? Because Elizabeth renovated the car. She changed the car into another. She gave the car a facelift. When people look at you and say, no, this person is not the person that I knew in 2025. I'm seeing different person in my eye. The person is referencing renovation because that person whom they are talking about, that this is not the person that I saw in 2025, meaning that person was awful. Now a new person is before him, and that person is giving the testimony of renovation. Plan. When you have a renovation, then what is before you? Growth, success, breakthrough, advancement. It all goes with hard thinking. Plan with the motivation to succeed, and no doubt you will. Take a hard and painful decision. Take a hard and painful decision for your good. And what is that? Cut off some friends who were not friendship to you. Cut off some friends who were not friendship to you. Did you get the word? Cut off some friends who were not, yes, it friendship to you. Cut off. And stay within the realm of renovation, or that word renovation. Cut off. Cut off. If you would do a sober reflection, if you would do a renewal, cut off friends, cut off friendship. Do it. It's painful, it hurts, but that's what comes with that. What renovation is. Cut off some friends, or those friends who were not friendship to you. Now, here is it. Friendship. The word friendship simply means impactful. You don't just make friends because you want to make friends, because you have the right, because you exist. Friendship means impactful. If Sam Andrews is a friend to Augustine, Sam Andrews should impact Augustine positively. If Patricia is a friend, so doesn't Patricia should impact doesn't positively. It comes with pieces of advice, guidance, practical help, every other thing. That's what friendship is. If that wasn't true, you would not see God explaining that in Proverbs 17:17, when he said a friend is what? He's not explaining people, he's explaining what friendship is, the impactful nature of friendship. If you are a Christian, these are the last words we out. If you are a Christian, write on the tablet of your heart, write it on your door, write it in your car, write it in your office, at your business center, wherever, on your campus desk, just write it. It's a figurative expression for keep it in your mind. I said cut off friends who are not friendship. Cut off. And if you are a Christian, write it on the tablet of your heart. Psalm 41, verse 9. Yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, had lifted up his heel against me. Friendship. Cut off friends who were not friendship. Be cautious. It's as some people will say it doesn't make sense, but it does. I can tell you the number of people who were let down by friends. They gave their entire life, sold everything to friend. And friend led them down, friend led them into different things. The testimonies all over. As part of your renovation, you will have to cut off friends who were not friendship to you. And write on the tablet of your heart, Psalm 41:9. Yea, my own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me. Happy New Year. This is what they say, eh? Happy New Year. Thank you all. That's all the time we've got for Unleash Your Potential Kings 88.5 Weekend Motivational Talk. If God permits, we're back tomorrow, meaning next week. But join us on tomorrow, Sunday at 9 for Focus on Christianity. It will be about the sin decision making. You can go ahead of me, Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. There where our focus will be. So read that verse or that passage ahead of me. That will be the focus of Focus on Christianity. Since it is the start of the new year, it's all about decision making. As we talk decision making today, Focus on Christianity on tomorrow, if God permits, will be on decision making. Romans chapter 12, verse 1, verse 2. There where we are. I'm Sam Andrews. Happy New Year to all of you again. Thank you for joining in wherever you are around the world in Liberia. Kings 88.5 Motivational Talk. Unleash your potential. I'm Sam Andrews.
Hearts aligned, step into the future, greatness redefined. Unleash your potential, set your dreams free. In a world of stars, become who you want to be. Stand tall in the storm, embrace the rain, ride the wave of success.